all the new products we are launching. So we have a lot of questions happening on Facebook right now, a lot of enthusiasm from the audience. So how do you feel about like all these new products coming to the market?
Well, I'm pretty excited because we've been working on these products for past quarters. We put a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of sweat to make sure that they're going to be there for our customers. We technically redesigned the way how we believe the future will work in terms of beacons. We're taking beacons to the broader IoT, and for us, I believe this is it's a big milestone that we can actually show that we can help our customers to change the future a little bit. So that's definitely big stuff for us. Very exciting, and a lot of hard work that we put into these products.
So talking about the future here, we see like you started to share your vision where Kontaktio is heading to. Can you elaborate a bit more for the audience? We have a lot of questions about where Kontaktio is heading.
So Kontaktio is still, I would say, the same company that is delivering the sort of before the beacon, now more stuff. All of that is delivered for our customers to play with, but also to build serious solutions with and build products with. So we will be expanding our offer in terms of services, expertise, products, both hardware and software, but we'll be focusing on the infrastructure layer. So our customers, they can focus on their business core. They can forget about the beacon infrastructure, or I would say IoT infrastructure with beacons, and they can focus on their customers and delivering value to them.
Okay, so we're going now to discuss a bit more on products. We had a lot of questions around the new hardware, and we are launching and going to the market with. One of the first questions we had here is like, are the beacon coming in color?
Okay, I know that's something that sometimes it's very important. Right now we don't have that option. We will think about different options regarding technically on the interest. So if we have a lot of people asking for black, we'll probably inject black. So as always, Kontaktio is very open to our customers. In the past, we've done crazy stuff in terms of colors and paint and all that kind of custom work. This time is no different, but of course, certain business criteria have to be met.
Right. Thanks. We had a couple of questions around the card beacon, which has surprised a lot of our audience here, which is great. Very lean, very slim in that case, and few questions are popping up. The first one is the card beacon rechargeable as the other beacons we might have on the market?
So the card beacon is not rechargeable. As for this, that the battery that we use has a really great performance, but cannot be recharged. But what we offer is that whenever they run out of power in couple of quarters, then we're going to offer you a replacement program where you can simply swap them and get a fresh ones with a fresh battery.
Okay. And another question coming to the card beacon is flexibility around the innovation. Mainly, is there a possibility to tailor the card beacon, the front of the card beacon, with like a company logo or an employee picture?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question, and something that I think I skipped in the presentation. But technically, on the front side of the card, you can have any design, you can have any custom stuff you want, because this is HID card made to fit the HID card design. So any HID front can be used here. So it can be your photo with your details. It can be a project for many employees that you have. We can print everything custom for you. We are prepared for that.
Great. And so it's lots of flexibility around our product and the features coming with, which is also leading to a couple of questions regarding the location engine. And one of them is our location engine integrated with Slack?
That's a really good question, and I believe to the extent I know how location engine functions on an API level, you can integrate it with Slack on your own, that's for sure. I will ask my engineers later on whether that integration can happen, I would say, in minutes or in hours, but I believe that through the API that we offer on Location Engine, you can integrate it with any any service out there, like if this then that, or anything.
And it's leading to another question coming from the audience today. It's about security. So we have one of the most robust security layer on the market, and they want to know if there is a possibility to run our beacon without using this security, and what are the limitations if we do so.
Okay, so running the beacon, any beacon without security, this is something that is, of course, not safe. But we offer this kind of we offer this kind of setup. So of course you should have the new firmware on your beacon, but not necessarily this means you have to turn on the security. You can of course security meant in terms of packet interleaving, not packet interleaving, but IDs shuffling. In terms of regular security that secures the firmware, passwords, and communication, is always on. You cannot turn it off. So just shuffling the IDs, yes, that can be turned off, and you can use your beacons without that element. So for example, that's especially great for offline use when you don't have internet connection.
Makes sense. Also, like today we announced the gateway, which is a real game changer for all of us on the market. And we had a couple of questions marked around the gateway. One of them is the following, is there a possibility to integrate other beacon manufacturer with Kontaktio gateway?
So definitely if you look at a gateway from a perspective of the device and its capabilities, yes, it's a very powerful device. It runs Samsung Arctic chip. It will have 8 cores and one gigabyte of RAM memory. There will be a variety of options possible with Gateway. And as we go, we'll be developing this product and opening new opportunities. So it is very possible that in the future you will be able to manage any IoT device through that platform.
Okay. So which is opening doors to many opportunities here. Also, regarding the Gateway and the Beacon Pro, one of the questions we had is there a possibility to update the firmware from the Beacon Pro directly via the Gateway?
Yes, that will be possible. Yes, of course.
Okay. And when it comes to also the Gateway, we're talking about the location engine, the RFID. We had questions from the audience here to know if the location engine and the Gateway will be able to pick up external RFID signals.
Okay, that's a good question. I don't think that at this point it will be able to do that. Definitely Gateway or the Beacon Pro through the USB port can be plugged into any existing either RFID or NFC widget that can do that, and then it's a matter of integrating that to broadcast the signal. So not directly, but through the USB port we could do that kind of integration.
Okay. Talking about USB port here, which is a point which is coming quite a lot on the stream here. There is a question about if there is a possibility to connect to a Beacon Pro and transfer the data by the use of a flash memory.
The Beacon Pro?
Yes.
That's an interesting question. It depends what kind of device is on the other end. I'm not fully. I would need to have this question more in details to be able to answer it. But again, the USB is for both data and power. So if on the other end you can have a device that can run the memory and have this connection, then yes.
Okay, makes sense.
All those features around communication through the USB port will be coming consequently. So you will see them coming in a couple of next months, extending and expanding.
Okay. Talking about timing here also, we had several times the same question. Can you remind us when all our products will be available? Lead times for the Beacon Pro, the Gateway, and the Card Beacon.
Okay, so the Card Beacon is almost ready. We are looking into shipping it out from our warehouses here in Krakow. From our manufacturing here in Krakow, actually, within 2 weeks. So the first batches should be there in 2 weeks for those who order it first. It's like the batches come in various volumes. So first batches are smaller, then every other batch is larger. So for example, sometimes it might be a bigger delay on those late orders, but we should be we should be able to ship the card beacon within 4 weeks to every single one who orders now. In terms of the Gateway and the Beacon Pro, they both have 8 weeks lead time. These products are brand new. We have tested them thoroughly, but now we have to finish up production elements so we can test them again after manufacturing and send them out. So we want to be on the safe side. 8 weeks for us, it's a lot of time to make sure that the products you guys get are perfect.
Great. And also we're talking about the gateway. You mentioned like the availability of the software gateway. Can you elaborate a bit more on this part?
Okay, so here we want the ecosystem to be united. So it means that if you have a front desk, and on your front desk you have a tablet, and then you have smartphones of your employees, and for example Apple TV in your meeting room, we want all these devices to talk the same language. So for example, someone running a badge, having a badge on him, when he gets on the front box, interacts with the front desk the same way as in the, for example, meeting room. So here the SDK will be available for the iOS and Android, where you can actually put any device into action, any device that runs either iOS or Android, to pick up the beacon signal and throw it to the location engine, and then create some sort of automation that you want.
Okay, makes sense. When it comes also to the 4 pillars we've been elaborating today, we had several questions around the expertise one, and mainly around the proximity studio. We've seen some interest coming from the audience. Can you elaborate a bit more on what the proximity studio is?
Yeah, proximity studio is something that is very close to my heart, because technically it reveals Kontaktio expertise that we have gained throughout the years of operating, but also it shows the business angle that we want to sustain. So what it means for us it means offering enterprise or mid-sized companies speed, quality, and I would say risk mitigation from their projects. So in simple words, when a company wants to create any beacon experience, they come to us, and through Proximity Studio, we're helping them to connect with the best businesses offering best solutions around beacons. We help them from A to Z to make sure their project is secure and safe, and of course executed at the end. For our customers, for our solution providers, it means that you can have actually more business that we're going to direct your way through the Proximity Studio.
Great. Yeah, Proximity Studio sounds to be like a perfect place for
it will launch upcoming weeks, so you will hear about it more, and definitely just read our newsletter as you always do, and there will be more information there.
Great. Let's take a few more questions here, and let's call it a day afterward. We have many interrogations around the RFID, mainly on the card beacon here. Can you develop a bit more the principles around the RFID, the principle of use for the card, and all the meanings for the market?
So here with the card, we've been thinking about, okay, how do you make this, I would say, backward compatible? So when you have a regular office access system or warehouse or whatever that you can have on your HID card, how do you make it compatible? So for us, of course, we put a beacon inside, but then we realize, okay, then we need to be able to service this old technology, so people don't have to switch their locks or switch their systems that they already have, but rather go up and expand their current setup. So here you can have any RFID or any NFC you want integrated within this card.
Okay, great. Let's take one more question, and we will be answering all the others into a blog post that we will be following our event in the next coming days. It's a question regarding the gateway as well, and the question is the following: will it be possible to use the gateway to configure the Kontaktio beacon suite?
Yes, it's not going to be the first feature, because we focused entirely on tracking in real time. But in the future, it will be possible to configure not only our beacons, but actually any device.
Great. Thanks, Szymon, for your time. Really appreciate it. Thanks for today. Thank you, guys, for being live with us on Facebook. Really appreciate your involvement and questions. And we stay in touch in the next coming days with a blog post we will be publishing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Szymon.
being with us. This is so exciting. Thanks.
See you soon. Cheers.